Hey there, everybody. How y'all doing? It is the Unsealed Podcast. Christopher Manti back with you. Got some sobering news today. By the way, support us, please. Share this on YouTube, especially the Wings of the Eagle YouTube channel. We need that to reach more people. So please just hit the share button. That'd be awesome. But any format that you're watching this on live, if you're participating, please feel free to ask a question at any point. We will reply to it live or at some point before the show is over today on whether it be YouTube, Facebook, X. And again, please share and support. Brought to you by you. That's it. I would love to do this, but it costs money. So I know everyone out there is asking for something, so I appreciate that. Anything you could do. Really love it. Okay. What is going on today? Why do I say this title? It's provocative. Sure it is, but it's true. Trump this has nothing to do with him, what you think of him, whether you support him, whether you're against him, whether you're Republican or Democrat, whether you're whatever, whether you're an American or not. It's just a statement of the reality of the situation. And obviously Joe Biden's administration did the same thing. And but people don't want to hear that. If you're a partisan person, right? If you're hey there, madame. Welcome, friend. Partisan people don't like the truth. It's hard to accept that your guy did something wrong or was influenced or was bowing to another power. We're quick to jump to the other guy doing it, the other side, the other party, the other whatever. Obviously, they're in on. Obviously, they were, in the wrong or responsible for this false information. But when your guy's in there, all of a sudden he's not responsible for the false information anymore. He must be fooled by someone else. Regardless, okay, this is the state that we're in. And this statement that the new press secretary had come out with at the first press conference this week was ridiculous. Okay. If you didn't hear it for yourself, please go listen to it for yourself. Donald Trump, for whatever other things about him, he has no problem saying what he wants, right? In public. He does it all the time. And to his credit, that's fantastic change from the last 4 years. That's great. But on this statement, he wasn't in public. He gave it to a press secretary to say it was bad. So the statement basically was the FAA. I've looked into the drone stuff. It took like a week and a half, not a day or two. Well, that should tell you right away that there's more to it than a simple answer or an easy explanation. And then that he didn't say it himself is another clue. And the ridiculousness of what has been said is your third. The drones that were over New Jersey in the past tense, which is a false statement, were FAA approved for research and other things. I believe is the exact quote, allegedly from your president. That's a lie. So now whether it's up to you, it's up to us to determine individually whether he knowingly told a lie or he was lied to and repeated it. Doesn't matter, honestly. The end result is the same. It's gaslighting and lies. You can't, just like Joe Biden people did, Trump's people or him himself is now doing. What's the difference? There's no difference. Lies are lies, gaslighting is gaslighting. So I'm going to present the reason why the quote-unquote FAA-approved drones is not true, and you should care that it's not true. And as a New Jersey, not a resident right this second, but born and raised for first, how old was I? 25 years of my life. And I go back regularly. Still have family there, friends. Theme parks, beaches, etc. I'm kind of taking it personal, this whole thing. And the fact that people are literally getting their home airspace violated, their personal space, by stuff that's not a little quadcopter drone. No matter what you may be told, they know what they saw. They're filming it. They see they're as big as cars. This is not normal stuff. But we're supposed to accept that you fly over your own personal home or schools, or your children are being researched. Even on its face, it's ridiculous. On its face. The FAA doesn't conduct research. Okay? It takes care of friggin', you're supposed to keep planes and helicopters from crashing into each other. Like last night. God forbid. That's its job. And it sure as heck is not going to violate its own the laws of the United States and allow it to fly over private property and allow. Who owns the FAA approved? Well, who owns them? What is it? Whose are they? It's ridiculous. Okay, so let's go over the reasons why specifically it's wrong and why it matters that it's wrong. Why and this goes to credit to Steve Skojec, who has his own podcast and awesome X account that you should check out. I'm going to be using his materials here to make the case because it's thorough and it's all documented and sourced. And frankly, I don't need to be documented and sourced by somebody else. I just lived through it 2 weeks ago, and in December, in November, I was here. I was there. You were there. I was watching every single day the progress of this and the excuses that came out and the lies and gaslighting, and told that you were all crazy because this is all fine. And that's what you're being told again. Why are they disrupting restricted airspace? Why would an FAA drone or whatever be disrupting or violating restricted airspace of our military and nuclear plants? Why can't anyone tell us who is controlling them and for what purpose? Where are they coming from? Where are they going? Why haven't you produced one? All those are not irrelevant. They're very relevant. First, it was the FAA itself that shut down New Jersey airspace to drones in December. You can't have both things to be true. You can't say it's approved activity by the FAA and we're going to restrict drones from the FAA. Like, which is it? Is it you, or are you trying to stop them? Well, the facts and the reality was they were trying to stop them or do something about it because it wasn't them. The FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, it's bureaucracy. It's not a thing. They don't have physical things. Anyway, it was actually the FAA that shut down New Jersey airspace to drones in December. It imposed flight restrictions across New Jersey due to persistent mystery drone reports over civilian and military areas. It lasted December 18th through January 17th. That's a whole month that just ended. So why would they have approved something that they were trying to restrict? It's nonsense. Number two, military bases have been on high alert. Isn't it strange that FAA-approved drones would spook U.S. military bases? That wouldn't just be strange. That would be highly dangerous, illegal, stupid, and insert your word here. Is there a civil war all of a sudden over America where the military and the FAA are at odds? It's even stranger. They'd cause problems at bases overseas. Even if you just want us to restrict it to New Jersey, fine, but that's not the whole truth. That's not what the totality of the problem was or is. It's in other states and other countries. What would the FAA have to do with airspace over England? For example, zero. Okay. A number of sensitive sites have had drone issues. Okay. How about the most secure, secret location for the United States Air Force? It's called Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Infamous in UFO lore. Wright-Patterson closed on December 13th, 2024 after multiple mystery drones were spotted. United States Air Force doesn't even know their origins or hasn't commented on them at all. Why would the most secretive, important, potentially Air Force base in the United States be shut down by things that the FAA approved of? It doesn't even begin to compute. Picatinny Arsenal. Picatinny Arsenal, again, is in northern New Jersey, central northern New Jersey. Again, this is my land, okay? This is where I was born and raised. Picatinny Arsenal is where the U.S. Army Armament Center is headquartered. It is their main research division for armaments and munitions. In other words, the craziest weapons, even though, you officially deny that we have chemical weapons or biological weapons or any other that type, this is where they go. This is where they test them. This is where they exist. 11 officially from the base, from the arsenal itself, 11 unauthorized drone flight, quote unquote, drone flights. No known operators have been identified to this day. 11 times this arsenal with the craziest weapons in it was, who knows what was happening there, but there was an incursion. They weren't allowed to be there, whatever they were, and they did it anyway, 11 different times. Is that the FAA doing that? Of course not. And let's take the ridiculous logic of it. Okay, the FAA knew what these things were and what these drones were, and obviously who was flying them because they approved it. And yet they didn't bother to tell your military about it, but they flew them over our own bases. Can you imagine that scenario even being possible? No, you can't, because it's not. You can't. There is no scenario. There is no scenario where you're going to fly unknown, unattributable aircraft over the most crazy weapons base. It's insane. What if they crashed? What if they get shot at like they should have been, by the way? If they don't know what it is, they're going to shoot at you or bring you down some kind of way or try, which they did and failed. Okay. There is no universe where you send it over Picatinny Arsenal or Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Zero. So who is it that the FAA knows about, but the United States military doesn't? And not only do they not know, which they should know, you would think they would know anything that's flying around. That's their responsibility. Not the FAA. The FAA, that's where Americans, travel and stuff like that. But you're talking about defending the actual country. That's the military's job. You have to know what's in the sky at all times. You're not going to get not told. Anyway, Naval Weapons Station Earl, also New Jersey, reported multiple incursions in December 2024. Reports circulated that counter-drone systems were unsuccessful. This base is a key weapon storage site for the U.S. Navy. Again, same logic, twisted, crazy, stupid, insane logic that you'd have to accept. It's not even logic. It's just it's not acceptable. It's not real. It would not happen at Navy Station Earl, Stewart International Airport, New York. So again, whoops, wait a minute. It's not New Jersey anymore. It's Ohio. And now it's New York. Airport shut down for an hour, December 13th, due to a drone swarm. Now listen, the FAA, the very body that allegedly approved those drones, that swarm, actually alerted the airport to the sighting. They warned the airport that there's a drone swarm there. Why would they do that? Hey, we're sending these in, FYI, so you're going to have to shut down your airport, even though we're responsible for the air traffic at your airport being safe. We continue on because California is now in the game. Camp Pendleton, California, between December 9th and December 15th, Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton reported 6 instances of unmanned aerial systems, that's their word for UFOs, sorry to tell you, entering its airspace. UAS. UAS is a nice Orwellian, middle of the road statement that you can, or name that you can give to something that is an unidentified flying object, but it kind of sounds like drones. Right there in the middle. A drone that you can buy at the store, but it's totally unidentified and it's flying and it's an object. So UAS, unmanned aerial system. It's too small for a person. That's basically all it means. Or it's not one of our things that we know if a person can fly. That's all it means. Let's go on. Hill Air Force Base, Utah, confirmed drone sightings over its military facility near Salt Lake City in December 2024. Obviously, the FAA is not doing that either. U.S. nuclear sites, Oyster Creek Generating Station, Salem Nuclear Plant, and Hope Creek Generating Station, all in New Jersey, have all reported mystery drone sightings. Salem, the nuclear plant, by the way, Salem deployed counter-drone systems. They failed. The Salem nuclear plant in New Jersey is very, very close to my home. So don't gaslight me, Mr. President, and tell me that was an FAA-approved maneuver. You're a liar. Biden lied. Trump lied. Okay? Now, whether, again, they knew they were lying, who knows? Who cares? I don't care. The point is they did. It's a lie that's been propagated, and no one's questioning it that should be. Where is our media? There's like 2 or 3 people who are, I don't know. Ross Coulthart doesn't count. He's not an American. Where is the American journalists on this? The actual mayors of these small towns in New Jersey are taking the lead? That's crazy. That's not their job. I mean, they can't do this. They're the ones advocating for more answers. That's how crazy it is we're afraid. We're afraid to ask. We, the people, generally, we are afraid to bring this up. We don't want to deal with this. That is the reason why this is, and we've done podcasts on this. Go search, go look it up. And last year we did an episode called The Deep State. The real deep state is the UFO cover-up. It is. There's the only evidence of any kind of deep state, people who will cover things up and not be out front and don't want to be elected and want to stay in their jobs forever and treat elected representatives like senators, congresspeople, the president even, as temporary employees. They just got to keep the cover up going. Just let these other guys move out of office and we'll continue our little plan. That's called the deep state. Okay, I know you all want to make it into some political thing with the left versus right, which is a lie. If there is a deep state, it has to do with this. That's the only evidence of it. There's no deep state to keep Donald Trump out of office. There's no deep state to enact social policies. There's no deep state to, transgenderism or whatever. That's all culture war stuff. That's not the deep state. What the deep state is UFO stuff and the documents and the history, the real history of your country, at least the past 100 years. And Mr. Trump sent whatever her name is, the chief of staff. Oh, yeah, she'll find out about it. And this is what she came up with? Again, is someone leaning on her? I don't know. Has she been briefed now and said, you cannot let this out? Make something up? Basically, I think that's what happened because this is made up. This is made up. This whole FAA approved it for research and other things is made up. Just invented it. Now, why did they invent it? There's only two options. Oh, I'm not done yet, by the way. There's only two options that this made up story is out there, and your media is not questioning it. Either they like Biden's era, the when Biden, the last month and weeks that Biden was there, basically said we don't know. Either that's a truth or it's a lie. It's possible it's true. So either they don't know what they are, and some in the government most probably don't know. All these agencies, the FBI, the FAA, the CIA, the Homeland Security, right? They're all coming up zeros. I don't know. Not ours. We have no clue what this is. FBI wanted the public's help, remember? Or do you not remember all that? It must be that's like 2 weeks ago. That's so old. So either we don't know what they are at all, or we do know, and we're never going to say because it's too deep of a secret. National security, quote unquote, the national security state. Okay, this is why Richard Dolan and others who use that phrase are exactly correct. The military-industrial complex, call it what you want, but it's this obsession by certain parts of your American government, the military, intelligence, all have aspects of all those. That national security is a multi-trillion-dollar industry, and they're going to determine what you can know and what you can't. MJ-12, UFO Working Group, as the term is in Day After Roswell, the book. It's been this way since the 40s. There's there's too much truth in there, darn it. Can't tell the people, don't even think about it. So make something up. It's either one of those. Either we really don't know, or we really do, and we're too afraid to say. And I'm not thinking we're afraid of the Russians or the Chinese. I don't think we are. Okay, U.S. nuclear sites, including one right by my house. Nuclear sites continued. Oh, look at that. Another one in Arizona, another one in Illinois, another one in Louisiana. All have reported mystery drones over their facilities in late 2024 or early 2025. It's still January 2025. It's happening now. So this whole premise is super faulty. It's the premise is somehow in the consciousness of America, this drone problem was only in New Jersey and it was only in December. Lies. Both are lies. Not true. They're still going on. They started before December and they started outside of New Jersey. And they're continuing outside of New Jersey. So now we've got multiple nuclear plants in how many different states? 4 or 5. All over the country, not just one area, all over. Virginia Governor Youngkin and Wyoming Governor Gordon are very upset about these drone incursions. Neither appear to suspect that they are, quote, FAA approved. So your governors are now calling bogus. The ones who actually care and who aren't afraid to actually get to the bottom of this and challenge even their own party's leader. Like, the heck with this? That's not true. How about the UK? This drone flap, quote unquote, actually started in Lakenheath, which is the Royal Air Force UK Air Force base that we share over in the UK. Lakenheath, Mindenhall, Feltwell, Fairford, all report. Those are 4 different bases in the UK. All reported mystery drones in November and December. Those bases, those places hold and house U.S. Air Force bombers, nuclear bombers, and others, and intelligence aircraft. Is the FAA in the UK? As Steve asks. Of course, the answer is no. FAA is nowhere near the United Kingdom. Ramstein Air Base in Germany, one of the U.S.'s most critical European bases, reported drone activity in December 2024. More drones were seen near critical German industrial sites. The FAA sure is busy authorizing drones in the international airspace. Steve says, haha. Obviously, it is funny because it's ridiculous. Chris Sharp, the man, follow Chris Sharp in the UK, says mystery drones have been harassing U.S. military assets around the world for over 5 years. And he's correct. Look, 5 years, that takes you back to Trump administration number 1. They failed. They ignored it. They lied to you about it. Then Biden came in, lied to you, ignored it. And now Trump is back lying to you and ignoring it. So please, look, by the way, and finally, the drones haven't stopped. As of late January, a significant number of drones have been reported over Mercer County, Ohio, Los Angeles, and they're continuing over New Jersey. In fact, just this past week, F-16s were scrambled as a drone was seen near the president's plane. So, what? The FAA totally is behind this and authorized this to fly around Air Force One, or was it Air Force Two? I don't know. One of the planes that the president uses. They had to put up fighter jets to get him away, to protect the president's plane. Yeah, totally FAA. Okay, that should be more than enough to prove the case. And to the point of just other citizens like me who, and you probably, hopefully, want the truth of the matter. But you're going to get viciously beaten down if you are sensitive to anonymous dinglings on social media. I just basically said what I just said to you in one sentence. I said, when the statement was first issued by the press secretary, the first account that I saw on X to share that quote from her about the FAA junk, I was like, this is not true. This is not transparency. Even though people who we thought we could trust, like Nancy Mace and Anna Paulina Luna, just turned right over, just flipped right over. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Thank you, Mr. President. Glad to get some transparency. What is it? Is that another joke? How is it transparent? Even if by some stretch it was true somehow, which obviously it's not, but let's say it was. The term research and other things. How is that transparent? What research? What other things? That's not transparent at all. It's more words games, and they think you're stupid and they think you're children. Just go away. They want this to go away. They want this to go away. Stop talking about it. Get it out of the news cycle. Well, I got news for you. Whoever is behind this, whoever or whatever is behind these mystery drones and all that stuff we just talked about, they can force the issue because they are. So don't let it get out of the news cycle. Don't leave the president alone. Whether you like him or not, or whatever he said in the past, even this latest made-up story, hold them to account as best you can. Anyway, what I was just my last thing on this is the comments that I got simply for saying that this is not true. You're just, this is just not transparent at all. I don't understand. I was met with responses like making fun of the flag that I have next to my name in X. I have an Israeli flag and a Ukrainian one because Well, those are the ones in the world right now, especially who are getting attacked, invaded by evil opponents, and they're innocent as nations. So I want to put my little flag up there. Go back to Ukraine. You must be Ukrainian. You must believe everything that's false. Look at the flag in your thing. You're a Jew. Obviously, you can't be, nothing you say means anything. You're full of bleep. Your opinions don't matter. Those are the comments I got. So, yes, something is happening here. And it's multifaceted. And to the point where a lot of hate will be generated against all of us for just saying the obvious, which is what the president said is not true. I don't care whether you like him or not. And it is not, I'm not going to let this go. I'm a Jersey kid. There is no way. And all y'all Jersey kids, join me in this. And honorary Jersey kids. All right. Unless I remember something else, that's about all I wanted to say. Adam Rex says, feeling gaslit to its ridiculous extent. I agree, obviously. Very demoralizing. I agree. It can be. Somebody put the fabric of reality through the shredder. And that's, you're not even talking about the mystery drones, right? This is like it's Orwellian government speak. And then we're supposed to swallow it and be good little children and say, thank you, may I have another. This BS has to stop. Yeah, well. Your only choice of it stopping is you going to your guy. I'm not saying to you, bondservant, just whoever has that opinion, go to your leaders and don't leave them alone on this. They're going to get away with it if you leave them alone. The whining about it on YouTube or whatever is not going to change anything. Scary stuff all over our airspace, and the entire government is lying to us. That's correct. That's the truth. I mean, that's as close as that's way closer to the truth than everything we've heard. Right? If you want to spin it like Lou Elizondo says, we don't have control over our airspace, or we don't know what's flying in it. That's the same as scary stuff. Well, yeah, we don't know what it is or who's doing it. Start shooting. Don't tell me I'm crazy. I'm an American who has property here and a home here and a family. If there's crazy unknown things flying over my house, I want you to shoot it down. Tell me to get inside. There's an unknown threat, because it is a threat. You don't know what's on it. You don't know what they're communicating. You don't know what they're spying on. You don't know what equipment's on it. You don't know what biotoxins are in it. You don't know nothing about it. Everything to this point shows us we know nothing about them. Nothing. We don't know what they are, where they came from, why they look like that, why those lights are on it like that, why they can appear in different shapes, why they're over the ocean. Why is that? Where are they coming from? Is there a submarine out there? I don't know. It's not there. Is there a ship out there? Nope. I don't see anything. We don't know where they're coming from. We don't know where they're going. We don't know who's controlling them. We don't know what the purpose is. Those are all reasons to shoot and ask questions later. That's it. And they don't want to do that. They're cowards, or they know something even bigger secret, which is why I'm saying they are the deep state, because that's what they are. Don't use that term anymore, please. Anyone who's listening to me, please make a New Year's resolution or whatever. Stop using terms because it benefits you politically or your guy or your side. Use it the right way. The only deep state, the only evidence that we've ever had of such a thing existing is the UFO cover-up. That's it. And you want to say JFK is in there too? Okay, well, guess what? Mr. Trump signed something that says it. Let that come out. Great. I think we might see some interesting connections there. But reality probably is that they're connected. Karen says, we know how this is going to end. I don't know what you mean. Can you expand on that? I don't know how it's going to end. What do you mean? Bondservant says, in my opinion, catastrophic disclosure must happen if the government continues to obfuscate. Yeah, so there's that term. And again, I don't know if many people know what it means. We just kind of throw it out there like the results would be unwanted for the United States government. Is that catastrophic? Maybe. I know in the way that it was presented by the folks in the government is catastrophic would mean we don't control the narrative. That's like the worst thing in the entire universe is you not being able to control the story. By the way, go Birds, back in the Super Bowl. Anyways, so catastrophic would be basically another country revealing it, or the phenomenon, whatever's behind the phenomenon, revealing things. China, Russia, we know have programs. It's documented now. Possibly other countries. India might have one. Israel might have one. The UK. Well, UK would say, okay, that's kind of the United States, and Australia and Canada. They're all kind of in it together in this Five Eyes thing. So anyway, the point is, if an adversarial nation did the disclosing, that would be catastrophic because you cannot control that. You couldn't control China, Russia, or the phenomenon themselves. That's catastrophic disclosure. I think we're kind of in the middle right now. We're not even at controlled disclosure. Controlled would be the government is okay with it, and there's a long process of revealing things over time that you can control the story. You can control what comes out when, how to spin it. That's the critical thing. How do you spin this to make us look good or not get sued or not have to go to jail? That's controlled. Some people are engaging in that now, but guess what? The government as a whole and the secret keepers are not agreed. The secret keepers are not on board with controlled disclosure either. Some of them want nothing, no disclosure, period, the end. It's too much to handle. It's like the Jack Nicholson scene in Few Good Men. You can't handle the truth. Well, I encourage all of you to be the Tom Cruise in that scene, not the Jack Nicholson. Madam Rex, Rammstein, more than a band with an infamous cake recipe. So, yeah, it's a cool band, though. This is so scary. Well, I mean, I'm sorry. Yes, we have to go to even though it's gross or makes you feel weird or icky, be the Tom Cruise metaphorically. Yeah. It is. I can't disagree. I mean, scary or concerning or what? Pick your word there. It's not right, and it's not okay, and it's whatever is happening is not okay. And number two, the responses that we've gotten from now two different groups of leaders is not okay. So yes, Donald Trump just bowed to the deep state, whether he wanted to or whether he knew he was or not. I don't know. That's yet to be determined. But the fact is that he did. He trusted his chief of staff or whatever. You want to slough it off and think the man can do no wrong, and any bad thing he does must be bad advice. He never is responsible for anything that's not right or good. Fine. That sounds culty to me, but whatever. The deep state's agenda or what they want to happen is for it to go away, for you to ignore it, for you to be told it's nonsense. It's all approved. Don't worry about it. It's all fine. That's what they want you to hear, and to leave it alone and go on to something else. Go away. So yes, Donald Trump bowed to the one thing he said he would tear down. Shame on him. Till next time, this is the Unsealed Podcast. Christopher Manti is here doing my best to level with you, because I'm going through it just like you are. So let's unite in the fight no matter what. We're in this together. Different beliefs, different backgrounds, New Jersey and non-New Jerseys. We all got to work together on this if we want the truth. Right? All right. So let's stay at it. And until next time, this is Wings of the Eagle Unsealed.